Title: How to Discern a True Teacher from Spiritual Ego. Hello, and welcome back to this quiet moment for your heart. Today, I want to talk about something delicate, but very important: discernment on the spiritual path. There are many spiritual teachers in the world. People who have written many books. People with thousands or even millions of followers. People with global reputations. People who speak of mystical experiences, awakening, enlightenment, and higher consciousness. Sometimes, when we see someone's fame, we assume their inner integrity must be equally great. So many people follow them. They must be true. Their books are everywhere. They must be deep. They speak from an ancient tradition. They must be safe. They describe powerful experiences. They must be highly conscious. But on the spiritual path, fame and truth are not always the same thing. Popularity and inner integrity are two different matters. Sometimes, a teacher's early work may be very sincere and profound. In the beginning, that person may have genuinely been devoted to truth. They may have honestly walked a path of love, peace, compassion, and awakening. But then, as more people begin to follow, as fame grows, as money increases, as authority gathers around them, a very subtle temptation can appear. And this temptation does not always come in an obvious form. It often comes in spiritual language. You are special. You are beyond ordinary people. You need more wealth and influence. Because you are here to save many souls. You are above ordinary moral standards. Because your consciousness is higher. Everything you do serves a greater purpose. These ideas may sound spiritual on the surface. But if there is no love, no humility, and no integrity behind them, they may simply be ego dressed in the language of light. Spiritual ego can be more dangerous than ordinary ego, because it does not recognize itself as desire or pride. It believes itself to be sacred mission. Greed for money can be disguised as resources for helping humanity. Desire for power can be disguised as guidance for confused people. Sexual desire can be disguised as sacred energy exchange. The desire to dominate can be disguised as teaching someone's karma. But truth is simple. Power without love is not true power. Enlightenment without humility is not complete enlightenment. Spirituality without ethics is dangerous, no matter how mystical the language sounds. True spirituality frees people. False spirituality makes people dependent. A true teacher awakens the light within the student. A false teacher makes the student doubt themselves and depend more and more on the teacher. A true teacher does not ask to be worshipped. A true teacher points toward truth. A false teacher behaves as if they themselves are the truth. A true teacher does not abandon love, humility, responsibility, and self-restraint. A false teacher justifies specialness, authority, secrecy, worship, money, and sexual power with spiritual language. This is why, as we walk the spiritual path, we should not become more naive. We should become clearer. Discernment is not cynicism. It does not mean distrusting everyone. It means seeing more accurately, so that we can love more truthfully. Love does not mean believing everything. Love means refusing to abandon truth, no matter how profound someone's words are. If their life exploits others, we need to pause and look again. No matter how mystical their experiences sound. If they make the people around them fearful, we need to look again. No matter how many followers they have. If they make themselves absolute, we need to step back. Truth does not demand fear. Truth does not demand blind obedience. Truth does not ask you to turn off your conscience. Truth makes you freer, more loving, more responsible, more peaceful. So when you encounter a spiritual teaching, you can gently ask, does this teaching make me more fearful or more courageous? Does this person expand my freedom or take away my judgment? Does this community increase love or increase dependence on one person? Does this teaching lead to humility or superiority? Does this path make me more truthful or more confused? And there is one very important sign. Higher consciousness does not need to show off. Real light does not need to shout, I am light. It simply illuminates. A true teacher is not attached to name, title, or status. What matters is not the teacher's personality. What matters is that the teaching serves truth. A true teacher does not try to bind people to themselves. Instead, they help people discover truth directly. Within their own consciousness, they do not feed on the feeling of being special, they surrender even the self. In the presence of truth, this is the fragrance of a true teacher. And this conversation is not only about judging teachers outside of us. There is also a small spiritual ego within each of us. I know more. I am more awake. My consciousness is higher than theirs. I have a special mission. When thoughts like these arise, we do not need to shame ourselves. But we do need to stay awake. Because one of the most subtle traps on the spiritual path is becoming intoxicated with the idea that we have grown. Real growth does not make us feel superior. Real growth makes us humble. It does not make us more judgmental. It makes us more discerning. It does not make us more controlling. It makes us more capable of surrender. An attractive woman is not easily shaken by mystical language. She is not overwhelmed by a famous name. Beautiful words, intense energy, large crowds, and impressive titles do not make her give away her discernment. She watches quietly. When I am around this person, do I feel more free? Does my conscience become clearer? Does my capacity for love grow? Does my life become more responsible and peaceful? If the answer is yes, that path may be helpful. But if the answer is no, then even if the name is famous, she quietly creates distance. Discernment is not coldness. Discernment is warm wisdom that protects the soul. So today, this is what I want to say to you. Do not worship anyone blindly, and do not hate anyone carelessly. Simply stay awake. Look at life, not only words. Look at love, not only authority. Look at integrity, not only mystery. Look at humility, not only ability. And with any teaching, ask whether it brightens the truth within you, the conscience within you, and the quiet love within you. A true teacher does not lead you to themselves. A true teacher leads you back to the truth within you. And in the deepest path, what we must ultimately meet is not an external authority, but inner truth. May you walk your path today, not with fear, but with discernment, not with blind belief, but with love, not with ego, but with truth. Your light does not shine only under someone else's name. When you are connected to the truth within you, you are already shining.